Mana hasn't really scouted it, but he knows it's there. Literally, that you have two options as a Zerg player when you know the opponent's going for a fast Nexus like this. You either try to bust it, which hasn't happened, or you take that third base. So now, by process of elimination, Total Biscuit, the third base is up, the Void Ray will be there, and because it's at such a long distance, the creep is gonna, well, it's nowhere, it's not even existent.
No,
so
he hasn't.
It's gonna be really difficult. The Evolution Chamber is on absolutely stellar timing. If it throws down a creep tumor, sorry, not a creep tumor, a spore crawler on that third base, I'm gonna get up and dance.
Will you actually do that? Is that a promise?
Yes, because the people on stream can't see me.
Well, to be fair, the people here can, and if you don't do that, I think then the audience is going to be very disappointed, so I will hold you to that.
Well, there's no Spore Crawler going down, and now the Void Ray has been spotted, so it doesn't count anymore,
oh, look.
Sorry.
Oh, come on!
The Void Ray's been spotted. I saw if he did it before that.
I am disappointed. Mana moving around right now to try and get a good position with this particular Void Ray. Now, of course, he can poke onto the natural. Spore Crawler is coming up. The Queen will try and deny this, and it should be able to successfully do so. So, Mana is kind of stuck in the middle. That doesn't matter, because it's going to add Phoenix to this mix. This is a really effective combination, usually involving 2 to 3 Phoenix in a single Void Ray. It can stop Queens, and that's the major threat at this point. It can lift up a Queen. The Void Ray can follow up. He's already lost his shields, however, so this is not a good engagement for Mana at all, and DIMAGA spitting out every last bit of damage he can.
Yeah, not a good start, and I think that the Phoenix count is going to stop after these three. He's already realized that Queens are out, Spore Crawlers are out. That's not going to work very well, and look at this on the left-hand side, an aggressive pile and a warp in of 4 Zealots, and I'm going to click the U button on my keyboard, and there are 23 Lings, but they are so far out of position.
They really, really are, and aggression could certainly be applied right here. Mana sweeping around, trying to grab it. I have to point out that there are actually 6 Queens now on the field, which is rather unusual 10 minutes in a lesson. You have to be Spanishiwa, and more units being warped in. The Void Ray gets away, only just, and Mana's going to slip out of that. But this warping is looking really dangerous, and with 2 Queens, that will not be enough to hold. And here we go. Mana charging right into this mineral line to try and do his huge damage. He's going to ignore that completely. He's going right for that hatchery, and the question is, will he be able to do it? He's now being surrounded by drones. Usually this is a suicidal option, and really with DIMAGA, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Zerglings swarming in right now. However, Mana's got a really solid front right here, using the Spore Crawler and the Extractor to hold the line, but DIMAGA has too many. Will he be able to push his way through?
The Roaches do come in a little bit too late. These Zealots will go down, but the Void Ray is getting to rack up a lot of kills versus these Roaches. 4 Zealots are coming in. DIMAGA should be able to hold this, but I don't know. He's got a couple more units being warped in. These Void Rays and Phoenixes are being a pain, bro. Absolute
nightmare. He needs to be very, very careful where he puts those air units. That Spore Crawler has not been taken out. That was hardly the priority right there for Mana. An additional warp, and he wants to keep pressure on this base. Very, very smart thing to do, considering a massive, massive run. If you want to try and get Queens there, it takes an age. And here we go. There's the waddling.
And indeed, we are now at 5 gateways in total. We do have a robotics facility up and a robotics bay going down. More pressure is going on. These Roaches are getting picked off by these Phoenixes, doing so much damage for their cost. The Void Ray, though, is target firing this hatchery.
And you know what? I don't think those Queens are going to get there inside. They're desperately trying to drag themselves in there. They might take a Phoenix, but this hatchery is toast.
And the one good thing for DIMAGA out of all that is he does have a backup third base down at the south location. But this is something I'm a little bit worried about. These because of the creep, the Queens are so out of position. There is 1 Queen in the main base, but this infestation pit is going to go down. Luckily, Panathic Glance has already been researched, but there are no infestors yet whatsoever. And the infestation pit's going to go down.
DIMAGA needs to build them very quickly, otherwise he's going to not get any infestors out whatsoever. There's 3 on the field. Mana is actually now being supplied blocks as a result of losing that pylon. Very unfortunate, needs to get on that. Templar Archives coming in. There's a large force starting to amass outside of Mana's base, however, and this third is potentially in trouble before it even starts.
I mean, while all this is going on, Mana should have really taken the third base a lot sooner than this. He's kind of done a lot, but not gained a lot.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, DIMAGA is at 4 bases again now since his hatchery finishes. Understandably, the pro count is high because all he's doing is building pros, but he hasn't got that third base.
Looks for the surround right here, and the Roach pressure is going to be difficult to deal with, and he nails down 1 sentry. Can he smash them all? He can, and once those force fields go down, hell, we don't even need the Roaches. Let's just use the Zerglings. That works too. +1 is really good, so I'm told. He slides in there, and now is applying pressure directly to the National.
Indeed, and that was great. force fields were not so great though, as the Zerglings were basically slapping the sentries around with their +1 attack. A couple of Archons are going to help out as well as this Void Ray, but at the same time, DIMAGA is just going to completely continue to pile on the pressure.
Oh yeah, and he goes, and there are leaks starting to appear. Void Ray is not the best counter to Zergling. He's going to use it anyway. That Void Ray actually has 1 HP. I've got to point out, once the shields go down, it will fall apart. And sorry, brave Void Ray, you are retired, or maybe not. There we go, third fungal growth going in right there. That did the job. But once again, a little bit of a waste of energy, considering he doesn't have a huge amount. In fact, he's got barely any. He's not got enough for a single fungal. Queen's coming in to support this particular attack.
Okay.
As you do.
As there's pretty standard, you know. They got a lot of DPS. They're going to take down these units very fast. Maybe they can help out against these Phoenixes.
That's probably a good idea. Whatever the case, DIMAGA had spare queens. He didn't have anything to do with them. DIMAGA now supply blocked once again. And Mana holds quite nicely. The Archons racked up a good number of kills. And the Phoenixes giving him a little bit of map control, but now he's very, very worried. He's got a large force now moving around the side to try and pressure and a massive warp in right here for Mana.
And a counter-attack could be possible as these roaches do go down. There is another one going to the natural, or possibly a flank maneuver.
It could be a flanking maneuver right here. It could be trying to block them in. He goes for the Archons at the rear right now. However, Mana's force is really powerful, and one Archon brought down. Will he be able to bring down the second? Even if he does, that Immortal's still up there, slaughtering DIMAGA's roaches.
That was pretty bad for DIMAGA.
That was not the best engagement
The
I've ever seen.
upgrades are so good, and the Queens are left wondering why they even bothered. There is +2 attack on these Stalkers, a +1 armor as well, and the Roaches are 0-0. Understandably, the Zerglings are 2-0, but they didn't really do too much, especially against these Archons that were in the composition.
Yeah, Archons are really, really nice like that. DIMAGA leaves one of those lying around, and that's going to be cleaned up by the housekeeping services of Mana's Protoss Stalkers. DIMAGA is hanging around right here on the Xel'Naga watchtower to the south. He'll be able to see his opponent coming. He certainly won't be able to attack him, though. And let's have a look at the economy right now, because that's going to be the most telling thing. If we look at it, you've got 4 bases fully operational for DIMAGA, and the question is, how mined out is he? Not an awful lot. His main is getting there, but his natural not so much at all. He's spread his drones around quite nicely, and this is 67 drones versus 69 probes. And right now, Mana pushing in once again, picks up one Overlord, looks for a second, and now to apply pressure once again to DIMAGA.
Indeed, he can, and this is one of DIMAGA's faults as a player, and I've seen throughout the tournament. As good as he is, sometimes he attacks too aggressively when he should have taken the safer option to expand again. And we noticed that a lot as he was playing Stefano, most notably on Test Bug, to be honest. But this is another situation where that's coming into effect. And look at this counter-attack to this back base.
Yep, he's going around the side right now, and of course he is attacking with a very small force of Zealots, trying to shove his way through a Queen. Another Queen is destroyed. A lot of Queens sacrificed on the altar of Mana today, I have to say. And now those Zerglings ramming their way through. That force of Zealots easily picked up, and Mana trying to collect his forces, thinking, can I get in there? Can I do damage? Do I have the numbers? And arguably he does.
And I love this style of composition. Mana is trying to build up Immortals and Archons. Absolutely fantastic. And now we do have 3, 4, 5 Infestors here. Are going to fungal growth these Phoenixes, which have actually been alive the entire of the game.
Well, that's very, very unfortunate, isn't it? I'm sure they'll be given a posthumous medal. In the meantime, Mana is not interested in anything of the sort. He wants to kill, kill, kill. And in he goes right here on the natural. And DIMAGA's going to have to do something really special. That's a big surround, but how do you surround a ball that large? Incredibly difficult to do. And Mana is holding this absolutely impeccably. Huge amounts of firepower rain down at DIMAGA's forces. His army just falls apart. 38 more Zerglings. 10 Infestors coming in. Pathogen glands will allow, of course, 10 fungal growths, but it doesn't matter because Mana's going to keep raining down this pressure right here on DIMAGA, and he must do something very quickly to eliminate this army.
Oh no, and this looks so bad for DIMAGA.
GG, ladies and gentlemen.